Welcome to Lisa's Family Table. We're glad you're joining us today. I've got my friend here, Rick Dalton, whom I've cooked barbecue with over the last 20 years. We won the Memphis in May World Championship 2005 together, and we've done several things. Today we're going to take brisket to an entirely different level. In fact, we're going to take it to two different levels, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. We're going to make pastrami. That's eventually where we're headed. It starts out as a 15-pound packer brisket. And if you don't know much about brisket and you're a little bit intimidated about it, go look at our video, Brisket Texas Style, and you'll see what to look for when you go to the store. And plus you'll get some ideas about how to trim a brisket, which you'll need for this recipe.
You know, knowing today, Russell, you know where this brisket came from today? It came from our friend Kevin down at the butcher shop.
Oh man.
This brisket's good. If it comes from that place, he has the best meats.
This is an A9 brisket, and it's really a great deal, and Kevin has been a great supporter of ours. We buy his meat all the time, and it's always consistent. Yeah, it's always hand-picked.
Yep.
It's just really,
it is.
The way he does it is just unbelievable. Brisket probably, a lot of people think it's too complicated to cook, so when I start talking about this today, don't be intimidated, because what you see right here is the brisket that's been trimmed and it's been wet cured in a brine for 7 days. So 7 days ago, I created a brine, I put it in here, I put it into the refrigerator, and it's been in refrigeration for the last 7 days. Now we're gonna take it out of here. You'll notice I don't have a brining bucket, so I had to use some plates to weight down the meat. You wanna make sure that the meat is underneath the brine the entire time. Now we're gonna pull the brisket out of the brine. Now, you can see the brine has got a lot of spices in it. You start off with 1 gallon of water, and you want to put it into a large pot and start it to boil. To that, you want to put 2 cups of kosher salt, and then we're going to add to that 1.5 cups of brown sugar, and then we're going to add, this is called Prague powder number 1. A lot of people call it pink salt. Don't confuse it with Himalayan salt. It's not Himalayan salt. It's a sodium nitrate, and you only want to use probably about 2 tablespoons, 2.5 tablespoons of this into your mixture. You're going to also add pickling spices. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of pickling spices to that solution, and then we're going to let it kind of cool a little bit. We've got another gallon of water that's got ice in it that we're going to pour into it to cool down the solution. Once the solution is under 40 degrees, feel free to put your brisket in there. Now, I trim this brisket in 2 different ways. Normally, I usually keep them all together, but this time I took the decal right here off the top, which is the more fatty portion of meat, and then I removed it from the flat right here, which is a more leaner cut of meat. We're going to rinse that off, and then we're going to let it partially dry. Then we're going to refrigerate it for about 3 or 4 hours. Then we're going to rub it, and it'll be ready to go and smoke. Now, essentially, pastrami came from Romania. They said that the first ones were made by a guy named Sussman Volk, who was a New York kosher butcher in 1887. However, if you were to ask Katz's Deli, which was established in 1888, they say they were the first ones to make pastrami in the United States. It actually originates from Turkey, pastrina, and pastrama, pastra, the name, actually infers to conserve or to hold for a long time. Regardless of whatever you think, and you say that that's Romanian, what we just pulled out of this brine is of the origin of Ireland. Pastrami starts with the corned beef, and that's exactly what we just did here. We wet cured this in a brine. It's called corned beef. You could boil it right now, and it'd make a great sandwich just as corned beef. However, what we're going to do is we're going to dry it, we're going to refrigerate it, we're going to rub it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to smoke it. Later on today, you're going to see we've got a great thing in store for you, Rueben sandwiches. And you know, a lot of people say, well, Rueben sandwiches, they make that with corned beef, don't they? Yeah, Well, pastrami is corned beef. So there's a lot of people have a debate about that. A lot of people call about, well, that's not a Rueben sandwich, that's a Rachel sandwich. No, a Rachel sandwich is a sandwich that was created in New York back in 1914 that actually deals with the fact that it had coleslaw with the pastrami. In 1930, in Omaha, Nebraska, the man was playing poker and he asked the guy to make him the sandwich out of pastrami and sauerkraut. And he added a Russian dressing, and he added rye bread, and he added sauerkraut. The rest of it's history. That's the beginning of the Rueben sandwich. One of the employees of that particular hotel, the Blackstone Hotel in Kansas City, actually turned that recipe in a national contest, and it won Sandwich of the Year. Imagine that. So we're going to have Rueben sandwiches today. That's where this is all leading to. Hey, don't give up on us. Just stay with us. You're going to enjoy the eat. You're going to enjoy the fun of knowing that you made something that is really special. So, what do you think, Rick?
Well, I think if they don't stay with us, they're going to miss out on an episode of some very good food.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to eating.
I am too.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it to be done.
All right. Rick's gone to get our corned beef briskets out of the refrigerator, and now we're going to show you how to rub them to get them ready to go to the grill.
Here's the first one coming to you.
Yeah. Now this was the decal that I cut off the very top of the flat. This particular piece of meat, a lot of people like leaner meat. This is a fattier meat. A lot of people like this meat. And all we're going to do is just make sure we rub it pretty much all over. And now this rub is probably 4 tablespoons of black pepper, 3 tablespoons of coriander seeds, 2.5 tablespoons of mustard seed, and 3 tablespoons of sugar, a little bit, maybe a teaspoon or so of dry mustard, a little onion powder, a little garlic powder. All we want to do is just cover it pretty good here. This is going to be the bottom side, so I don't think it has to be as much. What you want to do is you want to get enough on the top to make a good dark crust. That's one of the things that pastrami is known for. Here's the flat, and you can see the decal was cut right off of the top of this right here.
Yeah, just getting a good coating on it is the good thing on the top side for sure.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Because you don't want it to burn, but you want it to darken up, and you want it to make a really good crust on the top of this pastrami. And when we get it out,
you'll see the crust. And the flavors it's into the rub here is just magnifies the whole taste of it, period.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it right there, you know. We might grab a little bit of that. And
touch up around the sides a little or something.
Yeah.
And you know, here we are in the kitchen again. Lisa's not with us, and we got a mess to clean up. So we better watch out, hadn't we?
Yeah, we better do that
before
she finds out.
That's right. She finds out that
we'll be in trouble.
Well, we'll be up the creek without the proverbial paddle. So
whether I mess it up or not, if it's messed up, I'm in trouble.
I know. We'll have to watch her and make sure if she messes up, we don't get to blame.
We argue all the time while we cook, but we have a good time cooking together, and we cook well together. So, hey, maybe that's part of it.
I think they're ready.
All right, we're going to take this out to the grill. I can't wait till lunch.
I can't either. Maybe we can have an early lunch today. We don't have to wait till 12 o'clock or so. Maybe we can work 11:15.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to be there. Hey, we'll see you in just a minute.
All right.
We've got it going. It's at about 240 degrees. It'll be on there for probably about 5 hours. What we're going to shoot for is an internal temperature of between 160, 165. We're going to pull it off. We're going to wrap it in pink butcher paper. We're going to run it up again to about 185. Then we're going to pull it off. And people ask, well, why do you wrap it? You wrap it because it holds in the moisture, and it'll make all that moisture stay in there and the juices stay in there. So when we pull it out, we're obviously going to rest it and allow those juices to come back into the meat. Well, here we are, Rick. It's been a long day. I mean,
It has.
we started,
Been a long day.
actually been a long week when you get right down to it. We brined that brisket for 7 days. I made corned beef, and then
It is good.
we dried it off, refrigerated it, we rubbed it, we smoked it to 150 degrees, 160 degrees. We wrapped it, we finished it up at about 175. We're still just a little bit short.
Just a little.
Not much, but just a little bit short of having it done. But it's the process, because what we're going to do now is we're going to make sandwiches. We made this as a deli type of corned beef so that we could make sandwiches with it. We're going to finish it right here. We're going to steam the corned beef. We're going to put the sauerkraut on there and the Swiss cheese. We've got a nice lace Swiss cheese here. Yep. We're going to put it, we've already buttered some
Toast.
rye bread and grilled it. So I think we're about ready.
I think we're very
Get started.
close.
Let's just start. First thing you want to do is you put a little water down, and then just start putting your meat into that water.
Well, I'm going to get this ready to go here.
Yeah.
So we can make that sandwich.
And I'm going to let that steam for just a minute. I'm going to put a little sauerkraut on there, heat that up.
It's going to be a good sandwich. That pastrami sure has a very good flavor.
Now that's a homemade Russian dressing that we did. That's sriracha, chili sauce, mayonnaise, dill pickle, sour cream.
I might just eat this right here like this. This looks good.
It does, doesn't it?
It sure does.
We'll let that kind of catch up there. We'll start another one. You remember we did this back during the golf tournament. We did a whole 15-pound brisket. It was gone.
Like real quick.
Like in about 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it didn't last an hour.
It didn't last very long at all.
People were swinging from their houses, out of trees, walking up from wherever, eat it all up.
Well, I got a good meal. We're going to get a good one here today, too.
Absolutely.
You ready?
I got you.
I got you.
We got ready for another one. I'm going to cut this one.
Yep. Got another one ready.
Uh-oh, I got you.
And it's just a continuous process. I think we had 18 pounds of pastrami that day. I think we made like 30 sandwiches in about 45 minutes, and it was gone. I was fortunate enough to get to buy one of them.
I got a smell is about all I got.
That's about where I was.
I mean,
sure worked.
we haven't learned how to hide the stuff yet.
You know.
But it's always a pleasure to watch people eating good food.
And I tell you what, wait till you taste Lisa's potato salad with this. It is just absolutely divine. Rick, have a little bite. What do you think?
Let's do.
All right.
Let's do have a bite. They're good. That dressing sets it off. Good corned beef flavor, cheese, bread grilled good. It's a complete meal.
You know, I hope you enjoyed watching us make pastrami. It is time intensive in terms of number of days. It's not any different than just cooking a brisket. In fact, it might be even a little bit more simple. We're glad you were with us today. We hope you enjoyed the show, and just keep trying at it. Don't be intimidated.
Just have
Get
fun.
out there and get cooking. Have some fun, and be safe.
That's all. Always be safe, have fun, and enjoy.
Yeah. From Lisa's family table to yours.
We're done.
We love you. Thanks for coming.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get notification of our upcoming videos. We post every Thursday, and you won't want to miss a single video.